Hajimemashite everybody, thanks for coming back. My name is Sinta, that's welcome in Japanese. And yeah, I've done a few lives. Sorry I wasn't doing a video yesterday. Today's video or today's live was basically about, you know, developing a business development. Now I have an article at the Smithsonian dealing with that particular subject, and so that's the article. I decided to just, you know, print it out and have it kept just in case I needed it for anything. Kind of, yeah, so that's the article. Okay, I blotched it a little bit over there, but I'm sure you can kind of read through that. And the article is online, okay? So it has a small discussion on what I was doing and how I was kind of developing some visions, okay? Business development was my goal. I started a company called Nomadics. I still have it. I've registered it. My husband has helped me through that process in regards to how the domain name works and how that kind of has to be built on financially on a regular basis. So like every year you have to pay for that, which is a bit crazy, but that's how it goes. And then business developments in regards to websites. I build everything myself. I don't expect people to do anything for me. I do it because luckily I have the time and the space to actually make it happen. Some people might not have the time. So I'm using all options online now that it's accessible to develop stuff. I have to probably, yeah, poshmark sign-in sheet. So that will be what I have to send in. Okay. So, you know, and the reason why I'm a Poshmark ambassador is because I do help people put together the Poshmark page. And I feel as if this is a good space to start if you're in the United States. Whatnot, I think, is a little bit more international. But if you have stock and you have items and you have things that you want to sell and you either make it or you buy it, I think financially it's the most viable and lucrative way to generate income right now from home, rather than hesitating and waiting for somebody to give you a position in a job. You can solve the problem and be your own business person as we speak. This is the new generation we're in. We're able to do these things. Like when I was growing up, we didn't have that. I had to go into a gallery space to ask permission to set up an exhibition so I could show people my pieces and then finally sell something, maybe, if something sold. So there are those options that are sometimes not as easy to get either. And I've known some pretty recognizable fine artists or you know, artists up there that have had shows. But, you know, I mean, it's not, the gallery takes a cut, right? And so do other platforms. They take a cut, but they don't, you know, they don't take like an enormous cuts. And clothing is easy to sell. You can just put it in a box and send it over, and it's just lucrative. It's a lucrative business. Music is a little bit more complicated. You're spending more money than you're actually, sometimes you're not even getting money out of it. You're spending more money just to release a song, to get it out in the right stations or whatever. So I have those options open. Don't just focus, business development, don't just focus on one thing. You know, I did start off the channel talking about music and composition is because I was teaching music. So teaching music is just a continuation into, so now I'm able to branch out because this is now self-employed kind of aspect. You know, I'm developing these things for a different purpose now. So let's go into this. I was just doing a live today explaining that I was just doing a Facebook reel. Okay, so the Facebook reel, I just did a Facebook reel. Okay. Going live on YouTube now. And I incorporated my music that is not copyright. Experimenting on the live for YouTube right now for Facebook. Okay, so I was busy, so I recorded something on the live. You guys are welcome to see what that is. And that's basically it. And then speaking of craft, so I'm supposed to be raffling out today, in the next couple of hours, a $50 Visa card, because Poshmark gave this to me to do that specifically for people who arrive and show for the event, which is very kind of them to do. They did not have to do that. And then I made these cranes. And already in itself, by doing little tiny gifts like this, I like making cranes. I've used a lot of cranes for events that I've done, right? You guys can see that. So I make these little Japanese cranes. And origami is a great example. Something small. And then from there you can make little necklaces and stuff. So here's my origami necklace. I know I have the microphone on, just so you can see. So experiment with like different origami pieces. And you start a business, you know? I mean, Whatnot might be better for handmade products. Poshmark, you can do it, but I feel as if Whatnot is definitely a place for artists. Poshmark has taken up most of my time, so you have to. My theory is you have to choose one of the one of the spaces to focus specifically on. You know, for me at least. Here's my Whatnot. Mind you, I haven't done a lot of Whatnot shows lately. I haven't sold anything on the Whatnot shows. I have sold, but I haven't sold on the shows per se. And I've used both sides. This side, okay, so that's me. Just a little, like, you can see what I've done there. So I've kind of put it up. I mean, crazy hairstyles. Yeah, I do have a tendency of going a little crazy with my hair. What color was this time? This is in this space before it turned white, like all white. So I set it up in different locations. Yeah, this is when my hair was like blonde. I've definitely gone through color phases. There's that. Okay, you can see. On the other side, right? So I use both sides to do that. And then because Whatnot also has a thing about playing music in the background that's not necessarily yours and has copyright issues. It is a big deal. It is a big deal because you don't want people to steal even the music background, because you have to pay the musician that's constructed the music, right? So that's an important factor in understanding why copyright exists. Just imagine how the artist feels if you were to take a piece of music and then not tell them. That's why online they have like rules and conditions to what you can and can't do. Like I was playing that song the other day for somebody on the live, and what had happened is it was written down as copyright claim, even though the person whose music it was said it was fine to use for YouTube. I just don't want to be in a predicament where it's not okay and things are problematic, which will diminish, which means like lower my standard, which will lower the standard of what I'm doing on the YouTube channel, and then YouTube in the end could initially just take it down, which is problematic in itself. So yeah, I'm just doing a quick talk. I'm focusing on the Poshmark today because that is an event that I'm supposed to put together now. And that's generally today's thing. And obviously, you know, playing music of sorts on my phone. I can even show you like how I edit videos. I actually create these very videos and I edit them on here. I edit them on iMovie at the moment. And then with the music in the background, I generally use the music that I record or produce on my phone for the background music, and then I just do all of that stuff. So I do everything myself. I'm literally running the show here. Literally. Like, I'm the sound engineer, I have a little microphone, I'm the production engineer, producer for the music, and I'm the editor and all these things. So not everything's going to be perfect right now. I'm the graphic designer. All of these things. This is why it's kind of useful to understand multiple skills, because you don't have to ask people to do it. know people might have the money to invest in other people to do it, but if you have the skills, maybe a good thing to just do it on your own. It's just, not everybody's going to comply. You know, you can find people on Fiverr. I'm on Fiverr, but Fiverr also has complicated issues. People also take advantage of you there. So it's happened 3 times to me. That's why I'm not doing the Fiverr thing. I have it. Strangers don't necessarily understand strangers. So if you come from a good-hearted environment and you're an honest person, people might still take you for a ride, or they still don't trust you. So there's that trust factor. The only thing you will have to trust on is, for instance, successfully making it on one of the platforms, for instance, to prove your innocence, right? So for me to prove my innocence is Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and I'm, you know, and then my Poshmark, because those are my 2 favorites. Well, not necessarily Facebook, but and then obviously to prove your innocence, if you get YouTube together and it's done properly, this could also be the other platform you want to consider doing. But in order to do the YouTube, don't forget you have to have multiple skills. Like, you can't just be a musician and just put this together. You literally have to, like, sort of know a little bit about different platforms and fields to even put a YouTube channel up. Like, I can show you the back end of how I put the YouTube up as well. No problem. If people are interested to see how I've done it, I can help them too. Not an issue. Just ask away. I think on my lives, I just want people to ask me questions. Just even on here, ask me questions like, how do you put together a Facebook page? How do you manage to get into the performance bonus? How do you record music for your YouTube channel and then place it on your videos? How do you do the thumbnails? Like anything, like literally, like I've put together the entire thing. I'm not, like, even a website. How do you put together a WordPress? How do you put together a Wix? How do you do a domain name? How do you develop a domain name? How do you market your product? How do you start making a product? It's all business development. Everything that I've put together here, I have literally put together on my own. Like, I don't have parents helping me. I don't have a business boss helping me. I am the director of my own business. I have a whole bio. I have my resume and all those things that go with it. It's all connected. And I've connected all my websites to all the other sites that I have. So those connections and clicking on different things, I've been able to kind of lock as well, which is important. So yeah, ask away. If you want to learn how to do that kind of stuff too, let me know. I'm a little bit of a techie, not like a master techie, but I like the tech side. I like the how to develop projects. So I'm going to love you and leave you guys here. And not too much of a talk. You guys can see the live. I don't need to do a whole thing on the live again here, but I do think it's important to probably take a look at what I've discussed and where my head is and why I do business and developing ideas besides just music. I see music as part of the vision. I don't see it as the whole vision, at least not for me. Some people might see it as the whole vision, but for me, it's only just one snippet of a larger picture in my world and what I perceive as normal, I guess, in my situation. So, arigatou gozaimashita. Matashita sayonara, and jane bye-bye till next time, most likely tomorrow. And I want to get this clip up and running, and then you guys you're welcome to see what I did for the live today, and then, yeah, that's and I'll be able to, I have to get permission perhaps from people who are going to be joining me for the Posh Party event, which I'm setting up shortly. It starts at 3:30. As to if I can post the pictures or not, or if it's specifically for Poshmark, we'll have to see. And that will be interesting. And hopefully I will have more than one person showing up today. That's what I'm hoping. And I'll speak to you guys in the next one. Arigatou gozaimashita, matashita sayonara, and jane bye-bye. Thank you.